This is the Insta360 Flow. I've had this mobile gimbal for over a year, and while it's been great for a lot of the event shooting that I do, pretty much I wanted to talk about some of the downsides and what could be improved. So we're going to get into that in this video, but I wanted to share a few clips that I've shot on this gimbal.
When you're running out of luck, need to get unstuck, so go off. When you're up against the wall and you cannot fall, so go off, go off, go off, go off, so go off, go off, go off, go off. When you're running out of luck, need to get unstuck, so go off. When you're up against the wall and you cannot fall, so go off, go off, go off, go off, so go off, go off, go off, go
Pretty much these gripes shouldn't be taken as complaints, but more as feedback for Insta360 and how they can improve this product and their next model iteration, and even some key updates that I'll talk later on in the video. First thing I did want to mention is their built-in tripod. So this was something that was marketed when it first came out over a year ago, and as you can see, I'm not gonna open it up fully, but one of the tripod legs is missing because of its plasticky nature. And the new updated model that I would like them to see build is, instead of having somebody invest into metal tripod kit that they have, actually having metal tripod legs within it, so that if somebody doesn't have the budget for this feature, they're able to have those sturdy metal tripods that are built into the model. So that would be a cool feature to have within this. And so this is how it'll look with the extended tripod, which is nice for grip, especially if you have long hands or larger hands, better to say that. It gives you more control of the gimbal when you're utilizing it. But that's one feedback and advice that I would give to Insta360 if they plan on releasing a new model sometime soon. Another key thing about Flow that I would like them to do, that Insta360 has done with their 360 models that are not the mobile gimbal, is having this plastic piece right here be invisible, kind of like how they have their invisible selfie sticks. Reason being is that I'll show you some example footage when I've done barrel rolls or even different shots. This part kind of gets towards the edge of the frame, and I can't use those. So it would be nice if when they recreate this portion that it just becomes invisible and part of your footage, without so much having to go into post. I feel like that would be great because it would save a lot of headaches from folks that need to edit this. In the auto and F setting for follow, they have built-in AI, and it's able to follow you in your shot. This is meant to be marketed to content creators and folks who are doing selfie type of style content. And so it's been great, but it could be improved. Whether they do an update in their app or just creating a new software within a second iteration model, that would be great and improve it. Let's talk about the mobile gimbal's access. So it hasn't been the greatest. There's times where I need to make sure that I'm balancing it out. There will be times where it'll show you on the mobile app your gimbal is not balanced, so you got to make sure that it's in the center in order to get a good shot. I've noticed there's been times where if the magnetic clip isn't clipped correctly, I could have issues with my shot. So instead of it being centered, it'll be tilted. The tilt axis itself could be definitely improved. Um, that's as far as you could go up, and this is as far as you could go down. Um, and then side to side, you get the whole 360 rotation. If you're trying to do a pan shot out of this, where you're panning left to right or right to left, that is pretty good. But I feel like they could definitely improve on the access and make sure that it's able to be well utilized within your shot. We are now going to get into some app features that they do have, which is really cool, and some features that I would like to see in the app. So let's get into that portion. Once you open the app, this is what it's going to look like. You press the camera and it takes you to your camera. A couple features on top is if you're in selfie mode, it gives you a timer for video or audio depending on your setting. This is their shot genie, so when you're outside doing something, that'll help you out, establishing your shot along with being able to edit in app, but I recommend using an external editing software. When it comes to type of resolution and frames per second, you could shoot 4K, 1080, and 720. You have for your frames per second 24. You also have 25, 30, which is what I keep it for standard. 60 would be great, and you could do slow mo footage that way. But I feel like adding 120 frames would be nice just to give you that buttery smooth slow mo footage. When it comes to auto and manual features, they're pretty much the same. I just like to stick to auto when I'm shooting on my phone, but you could go from 130 all the way up to 1 800 or 1 8000. I keep myself when it comes to the shutter speed at about 120. And then ISO, I pretty much keep it at the lowest ISO rate at 100, but you could go all the way to 1600. It would be nice if you're shooting in low light, maybe adding 3200, even up to 6400. That would be a great feature. And then EV, I haven't really used. I think that's uh, manual. Yeah, it looks like it's a manual feature, but I never really use that. When it comes to your flow settings, I've kept them pretty standard, which is nice. And then when you click the three dots, those are all your general settings. I never really use histogram. I keep the grid on. Selfie flip is nice. I keep up the pop up connection. Scene recognition, I could turn this off, but it's nice to have. Voice control, GPS, and pretty much their standard settings. Now, if we go back to auto, what would be nice is having a built-in ND filter. This would be nice for production when it comes to post and editing. Instead of having essentially your footage looking like it came from an iPhone, you want to have that cinematic look. If you do have the creator kit, which I don't have, it's going to add more weight. And then thinking about adding ND filter attachments, it might not make your footage look the best. So I'm thinking one improvement that Insta360 could make is being able to go ahead and add these built-in ND filters both in auto and manual. Um, they could either do it within their next iteration model or adding it as a software update for current models with all these different feedback and suggestions that I have. So there you have it. This is the Insta360 Flow Mobile Gimbal after a year of use. The gimbal itself, though it's good, it's not great. There's some improvements that I mentioned in this video that could make it a really, really good tool, not just for beginning content creators, but also seasoned professionals like myself. I would love to see these different features in a new model, making sure that this essentially is gone when it comes to the plasticky part, um, so that you have really good footage, those built ND filters. But yeah, I've used it so far for event shoots. I want to use it in the future for music videos and also maybe wedding videos where it's acting as a B cam instead of my main cam. And then I feel like if Insta360 were to listen to this feedback, they could make another mobile gimbal that would not only elevate the production quality for beginner content creators, but also seasoned pros like myself. Let me know in the comments, do you have the Insta360 Flow? And if so, what do you like about it? What do you dislike about it? What are some feedback that you would give Insta360 Flow? If you like this video, I'm going to go ahead and post another video on some lighting tips to get your footage to look cinematic. So I hope you enjoy that, and I'll see you in the next one.
Need to get unstuck, so go off.